Welcome to Kitchen Garden Farmhouse. Today I'm going to be covering 7 seeds you must sow in May. Let's get started. Our first seed is the third most popular vegetable grown in the backyard garden. It is green beans. This is a bush type Blue Lake 274. I'm going to be planting this one here in May, and this is the ones that you find in the grocery store that's in the cans. Green beans goes by different names, including string beans, snap beans, but actually green beans is not a bean, it is a legume. There's lots of good reasons why we should grow green beans. They are easy to grow, they grow fairly fast, they're very productive. From seed to harvest is only about 50 days. Green beans has 2 different types of growing habits. One is a bush type that gets about 1 to 2 feet tall, and the other one is a pole type, which will need to be trellis. And green beans being a legume, it will fix its own nitrogen in the soil. Green beans has very shallow roots, so keeping up with the watering is very important. And did you know that Wisconsin grows more green beans than any other state in the U.S.? Our second seed is the most popular type of melon grown in the United States, and it is the delicious cantaloupe. And from seed to harvest is about 70 to 90 days. In May, I'm going to be planting the Hearts of Gold. Now, this particular cantaloupe originated in Benton Harbor, Michigan back in 1890. We know that cantaloupes are very delicious just to eat them fresh. However, we can also put them in smoothies, ice creams, and fruit salads. Our third seed is grown on every continent except for Antarctica, and there's over 45 different varieties to choose from. And it is pumpkins. And May is the time to get these sown in the ground. I'm going to be planting 3 different types. This right here is one of them, Seminole pumpkin. Now the Seminole pumpkins are an heirloom pumpkin, and they were originally grown by the Cherokee Native Americans. Seed to harvest is about 90 days, and this pumpkin is small, so it would be a good choice if you want to vine it up a trellis. The second one I'm going to be planting is the Cherokee 10 pumpkin. Now this one here looks very similar to the other one that I just showed you, the Seminole pumpkin, but this one here actually is native to Florida's Everglades, and it has a similar taste to that as a butternut. This one here is so cute and adorable, Cinderella's carriage pumpkin. It's good to grow in hot, humid zones, and also because it's small, you can train it up a trellis. The month of May is the time to get the pumpkins planted. Pumpkins are very easy to grow, but you need a lot of space because those vines can get very long. So if you have a trellis, you can actually train them up a trellis, and the smaller varieties will be the kind to grow on the trellis. Pumpkins require a lot of water, so using a drip line system of some sort would be a good choice. Our fourth seed is an amazing plant because it is considered a superfood. It is a complete protein because it contains all the essential amino acids. Our fourth seed is Amaranth, and there's so many different beautiful colors you can choose from. Amaranth is easy to grow, and actually you can grow it in zones 2 through 11. And once they get established, they are pretty drought resistant. Amaranth has been cultivated for thousands of years, and actually it is considered an ancient grain, but really it's not a grain at all. It's in the same family as beets, chard, and spinach. There's many different great ways that you can cook and eat amaranth. You can eat it like a breakfast cereal, you can cook it like rice, you can mix it with other ingredients to make energy bars. Also, you can pop it. If you put it in a pan or a skillet, do not put any oil in it. You can pop it like popcorn. 6 tablespoons will be coming out to be 2 cups. Also, you can use it like microgreens. You can sprout it and eat it like microgreens. You can grind the seeds into flour, and also it is gluten-free. Another great thing that you can do while the amaranth is growing, the leaves are young and tender, you can pick the leaves and you can steam it and eat it like spinach. Our fifth seed is an all-time favorite for many people. Our fifth seed is peanuts. I'm going to be planting wind peanuts, and it is from the Virginia type. There are basically 4 different types of peanuts: Runner, Valencia, Spanish, and Virginia, and each one has different color and different flavor. Peanuts is a warm weather crop, and it would take anywhere from 90 days to 150 days from seed to harvest, depending on what variety you choose from. Peanuts are not nuts. They're actually legumes like peas, lentils, and beans. The #1 use for peanuts in the U.S. is making peanut butter. Our 6 seed is great for pollinators and also is a food source for us as well. It is the beautiful sunflowers. There are so many different benefits to growing these beautiful blooms in your garden. The beautiful petals on the outside attract bees, and also the inside of the sunflower houses thousands of little florets that contains lots of nectar and lots of pollen, which feeds the bees, and so that is great for them to have that food source. The sunflower seeds are either black or gray striped, and usually the black seeds, because they are higher oil content, are made in sunflower oil. You also can sow the seeds as microgreens and have sunflower sprouts. Have you ever eaten sunflower sprouts? If so, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. The beautiful blooms not only brightens our garden, but also they make beautiful cut flowers. Now our 7th seed attracts unwanted pests and even the Japanese beetle. Zinnias. We need to grow zinnias in our vegetable garden and just plant them wherever you can plant them throughout the garden, because the zinnia blooms are perfect for attracting butterflies, bees, and other pollinators. Zinnias comes in so many different beautiful colors, different sizes, and they are great in attracting butterflies, bees, and other pollinators. And we all know how important pollinators are to our gardens. Zinnias also are a cut and come again bloom. As long as you deadhead the spent blooms, they will continue to shoot up new buds. And zinnias make really beautiful cut flowers as well. The more you deadhead and the more you cut, the more beautiful blooms you will have. If you have found value in this video, would you take a moment to click on the subscribe button just below the video? And also, if you ring the notification bell, you'll be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you for being a part of Kitchen Garden Farmhouse. I will see you in the next video.